Okay, so let's get right into it. We're going deep on something that could really shake up the crypto world.
Yeah,
Like, really shake it up.
definitely.
We're talking about how a potential Trump presidency, if he gets back in the White House,
Right.
could totally change the game for crypto regulation here in the U.S.
Exactly.
We found this article, and it's got some pretty wild speculation about some big changes coming to the SEC,
Uh-huh.
and we're going to break it all down for you.
Yeah, I'm really interested in this whole thing about Gary Gensler.
Oh, yeah.
The current SEC chair. Like, what if he gets replaced if Trump wins in 2025?
That's the big question, right? I mean,
It's huge.
think about it. The person who's in charge of the SEC, they basically have the power to decide what happens with crypto regulation.
Totally. Yeah.
And that affects everyone. It's not just the big players.
Or definitely.
We're talking everyday investors like you and me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And think about it. Like, what if the new SEC chair decides to say that most cryptocurrencies are securities? Right. That would completely change the game for crypto exchanges.
Yeah.
Suddenly they'd have all this extra regulation to deal with.
Oh, for sure.
It could even make it harder for them to list new tokens.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that.
It could really slow down innovation in the
Hmm.
crypto space, make it much harder for new projects to even get started.
Absolutely. And you know what else I found interesting about this article? They're really looking ahead to 2025.
Yeah.
Like, it's all about the next election cycle and how things might play out.
It is. It's like they're trying to predict the future.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and they also talk about this idea of the movement of cryptocurrencies in the U.S.
Right.
So it seems like they're taking this really broad view, like how is crypto changing and developing and where is it going in the grand scheme of things?
And you know what's really important to remember here is that all of this is happening within a specific political context.
Right.
We can't ignore the current political climate and how it might shift with a change in administration.
Okay.
Because those shifts can lead to massive changes in how things are regulated.
Oh, yeah.
And for an industry as young and, let's be honest, as kind of wild as cryptocurrency is,
Absolutely.
understanding how politics and regulation are connected,
Mm-hmm.
that's essential.
It is, yeah.
Absolutely essential.
And while I was reading this, I was thinking about our listeners,
Yeah.
like, what does all this actually mean for them if they're investing in crypto?
Right.
What can they do to prepare for all this uncertainty?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
But one thing's for sure, and this is always good advice anyway, but especially now,
Yeah.
diversification is key.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, as they say.
For sure.
You got to spread your investments around different types of assets,
Right.
not just different cryptocurrencies, but different things altogether.
Definitely, yeah.
That's smart investing, period.
It is.
But in this kind of climate, it's even more important.
I agree.
You know what else? Staying informed is huge. So
Yeah.
keep an eye on the news, what's happening with policy changes, regulatory developments, all of that.
It can feel like a lot to keep track of,
It is.
but it's so important.
It is. It really is.
And not just here in the U.S.
Right, exactly.
Globally.
Exactly, yeah.
The crypto world is global.
It is.
So you have to have that global perspective.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's a wild ride,
Yeah.
crypto is, but if you're informed, you can make better decisions.
Absolutely. And, I think sometimes people get so caught up in the price fluctuations.
For sure.
Like, is Bitcoin up? Is Ethereum down?
Yeah,
But there's so much more to crypto than just the price.
exactly.
It's about the technology behind it, the potential it has to change things, the long-term vision. That's what really matters.
The big picture.
Yes, the big picture.
I like that.
And if you keep that big picture in mind, you'll be able to ride out the ups and downs.
Yeah,
You'll be able to make smarter choices for your investments.
absolutely. So I guess the bottom line here is that the future of crypto regulation in the U.S., who knows?
It's a mystery.
It's a total mystery.
But we've seen how quickly things can change politically.
Yeah,
And those changes can have a huge impact on everything.
everything. Yeah.
From how people invest
Uh-huh.
to the future of the entire crypto industry.
It's a lot to think about.
It is.
So I guess the question for you, dear listener, is
Yeah.
given all this potential for change, all this volatility, how are you going to adapt your crypto strategy?
Yeah, how are you going to navigate this uncertain future?
That's what we want you to think about.
It's a good question.
It
It's a
is.
very good question.
All right, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive. See you next time.
See ya.